We will now focus our attention onto golf again following the US, and we have a very strong field going into the Travellers Championship. And we'll just look at the US Open briefly. Brooks Koepka, with his maiden tour victory, he was just so impressive in the final round. He's definitely someone we'll keep in mind going forward. Haven't really spoke about him before. I've been aware of him, haven't focused on him, but we'll do now. His temperament was amazing. That's what I noticed mainly. His swing was very strong technically, and he just showed mental toughness and resoluteness, and he was just completely unflappable. So those are traits that will, allow you to hold on to a lead in a final round. And he'd done the job in the US Open, and he deserves all the credit. I won't be following him that quickly though. I mean, often the prices overreact in the market. He'll be cut down. He'll be a lot shorter in the odds generally when he next plays and in the majors this year. But we'll just watch. We'll keep an eye on him. If there's reasonable odds on him, then we'll look to take him. But if they drop him ridiculously short, then we'll just take a view on that and see how things pan out. Because sometimes the market can overreact. The bookies. He was very impressive in that victory, so I wouldn't blame them cutting his price. But sometimes they overreact a bit. So Travellers Championship at TPC River Highlands. It's actually a tremendous field. We've got the Spieths, we've got the McIlroys, we've got the Justin Thomases. We've got a lot of high-ranking players. It's going to be a very good week, I think. It's a par 70 course. It's 6,900 yards. It's the opposite of Erin Hills. Erin Hills, which was stretched out to, something outrageous, 7,800 or something ridiculous. It's a shorter course. It's got different demands. It's got that famous 15th hole, which is drivable par 4. That'll be very entertaining. Players will be able to go for it and potentially make eagle. Potentially hole in one. I mean, I think there's a famous shot Bubba Watson hit there a few years back. Went very close on the par 4 15th. It's a short hole. It's an entertaining hole. Um, I think it's going to be a course that I think everyone's got a chance. It's going to suit the bombers who are going to be hitting short irons in after very big drives, but also the tidy players because it's not that long. They keep it tidy and keep it in play. The Brian Harmons, the Molinari, the Schnedeker, those sort of players. You just keep it tidy and keep it in play. They'll have a chance. And yeah, the bombers, the Bubba Watsons, laying down the bombs. You never know. With Bubba Watson, it depends what week it is and how he's feeling. He's not the most dependable. Catch him on the right week, he plays well and has a chance. But if you catch him on the wrong week, then he misses the cut. So anyway, I'm not going to be looking at Bubba Watson. I'm going to get straight into it. I'm not going to mess about. I'm going to look straight past Spieth at 8 to 1 and McIlroy at 9 to 1. I actually do like the sounds of Rory McIlroy, what he's saying at the moment. He sounds in a sort of relaxed mood. He's not putting too much pressure on himself. I think he'll come into a bit of form, but 9 to 1, you know how this channel goes. We don't take 9 to 1. It's too short. Spieth 8 to 1. It's tidy enough at the US Open. Was nowhere near being in contention. I don't see he's a name, but I don't see why it's 8 to 1. It's far too short. So we'll look past those. We're going to go straight into it with Byung Hung An. We've been supporting him a lot. Byung Hung An. Bearing in mind how much we support him, I should be getting the pronunciation better now, but it is what it is. We got 40 to 1 on An, and he's just a strong player. I think I said on the last video, I've been supporting him for a while. Not so long ago, I saw him at Wentworth. He's a good player. He's got a good temperament. 40 to 1 is a nice number, so we're going to take him. We're going to go for Tony Finau. 6th on tour for greens and regulation. Big hitter. I'm just expecting good things for Finau in the near future. He's just too talented, to go on and not be picking up tournaments. So we're going to take Tony Finau. I like the 40 to 1. I think it's it's a little bit more in there. Could have been 35s. Could have been something like 33s. A little bit of value there. We're going to go with Finau. We're going to go with Lingmuth at 60 to 1. He's been around the last few weeks, just striking the ball reasonably well. He's not been in any danger of winning tournaments, but I just think he's consistent enough to be considered. If he goes on this week, he has a chance. Certainly, there's place claims there. For Lingmuth at 60 to 1, I think it's a reasonable number. I'm going to take Kevin Na, 66 to 1. He's a talented player. He's been around a long while. Has he fulfilled his potential? I don't think so. Is he hitting the ball okay at the moment? Yes, he is. He got a bit of news coverage for his comments on the fescue at Erin Hills. He was posted a video about it saying it was a bit extreme. So he's been in the news, but away from that, I think he's in reasonable enough form and he can he can potentially do a job this week, certainly in terms of place claims. So we're going to go with Nar 66-1. I've mentioned Kevin Tway last week. He's just got a very good record. If you look at his sort of last 5 or 6 tournaments, he's just been very strong. The numbers are 80-1, and bearing in mind the number of sort of top 20s and top 10s he's had, I can't look past a figure like 80-1. So I'm going to take him. Next selection is a no-brainer for me. It's Pat Reed. I've kind of faded him the last couple of weeks. I think I picked him in the tournament and he faded in the final, and that happens sometimes with him. But he's a very tidy player. He's a Ryder Cup player. I don't need to go into it too much. You know who he is. Top 20s galore. Just Mr. Consistency. He's not a boomer, really. Keeps it in play. Putts quite nice. And if he gets it going, he's a hazard. So we're going to have Patrick Reed at 28-1. We're going to look towards Mark Leishman, and it's going to get to a stage where um, I'm going to have to stop explaining it because I just pick him every time, and you know why. He's reliable. He was tidy enough at the US Open. He's tidy enough every week. Keeps it in play. We just love him. 35-1. I'll have it. Mark Leishman. Straight in. No messing around. So who have we got? Going through the selections, we've got Byung Hun An, 40-1. Tony Finau, 40-1. David Lingmuth, 60-1. Kevin Na, 66-1. Kevin Tway, 80-1. Patrick Reed, 28-1. Mark Leishman, 35-1. So these are our selections. These are the people I think this week who are priced, at value. These are people who, look solid enough at the US Open. They were getting it around, although none of these players were, in any danger of winning the tournament. I think they're very talented. I noticed the prices on Harman and Daniel Berger are, no, they're okay. They're sort of around 33s. I did notice that. I mean, they could be worth consideration. Berger, who won recently. I sometimes, I'm not too big on backing players that have won recently. Sometimes, expecting back-to-back victories is expecting too much. Having said that, I think I did back Berger for the US Open, having won the week before, and that went well, didn't it? He missed the cut. But, I mean, yeah, at a number. I saw watch Brian Harman as well. He's a very tidy player. Doesn't hit it very far, but he keeps it in play. Won for us on this channel at 80-1 a few weeks back. He's a player I'm going to be keeping an eye on as well. I'm not going to go for them this week, but those are just prices that, caught my attention, and I definitely had a look at. So you've got my selections. They're all each way. As usual, like and subscribe. Any comments you have on the US Open, any views on this week, feel free to comment. I'm eager to get some, other people's views on this channel about golf. Golf is very opinion based, so it's no good me going on with my opinion, alone. We want to hear your opinion as well and get some conversation going so we can, chisel down on the people that are likely to have a chance. I'd also add that my selections are each way paying out on 6 places this week. I think it's 6 places. It's either a quarter of the odds or a fifth of the odds. So that's the basis my selections are based on. Good luck with your selections, and I'll see you next time.